We're talking today to Elliott Lakes, a therapist with the ABA Autism Clinic there at Hillcroft. You were a graduate of Ball State, right?
Yes, I graduated at Ball State with a major in psychology and a minor in interpersonal relations and child development.
You have to have a passion to do anything that you're doing. You really got a passion for these kids.
Absolutely. It's just seeing these milestones that a lot of the kids come through, and from where you start to where our goals are, it's great to see that they're actually making progress.
You work with a little guy named Owen.
Yes, that's my little buddy. He, as soon as he shows up, he walks over to me and he just smiles and wants a hug. And definitely working with Owen has shown me this kid has really made progress from where he started, because at one point he was nonverbal and he wouldn't speak, but now we're working on what we call two-word mands. So he's actually asking using 2 words to 3 words, and it's just great hearing him talk and using his voice now.
And how has working there impacted your life?
All these kids that I've worked with and I've come to know, a lot of them have really had a place, in here, and it's just great to see them move on, but it's also sad.
It's hard to let them go.
Yeah, it's hard to let them go,
Yeah.
exactly.
I was interested in looking in the rooms that you work in with the kids. Every room is tailored, the art on the wall.
Yes.
They're reflective of their hobbies, if they love art, if they love a rock and roll person or something.
Right.
The room is totally tailored to...
Like the large Batman in Owen's room.
Right, the Batman.
This enormous Batman that's just on the wall, and it's great.
Where did you learn the patience that you have to have in working?
It's inevitable for some of these kids to have, a rough day. And, a big part of me that helps me work through that is they don't understand what they're doing is abnormal. And, you got to kind of put yourself in their shoes when you're trying to help. And it can be hard sometimes, but you just, got to work through it, and you just got to know that these kids need your help. But when you actually see, oh, I'm giving them what they actually want, and you give them those methods of communication, and you give them that stuff, it's just great to see they're actually going to have a fun time now.
So you're giving them every day the tools that they need for life.
Yes, exactly.
You keep talking about goals and setting goals and accomplishing. What does that look like long term? Can you give us an example?
We have one of our old clients, and she went on to school, and we would work with her to get her ready to actually go to school on her own. So we would be there with the family, we would be there with her, we would get on the bus with her, we would stay at school, but then time after time we would kind of fade ourselves out. But finally, when you see her getting on the bus by herself and going to school by herself, it was incredible, and we were still there, talking to her families, we build these relationships. So our goal was to get her to have the communication and socialization skills, for her to be in a classroom and be with her peers, and it was excellent to actually see that happen. And yes, and actually see her doing this with her peers and actually going to school. And that is one of our biggest things that we want to get through to people is your kid may have a communication deficit, but we can work on that and we will get them to where they need to be.
That's great.